Well, let's turn that up here. There we go. Turn it up. Yep, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Virtual Happy Hour. Kind of put the wrong stuff up there, didn't I? Oh, well, all good. Let's roll the open of the show. Let's try that. Maybe that'll work. Let's try that and see if it works. Here we go. Multitasking, and multitasking. Turn the volume down just a tad there. As there we go. I think I got the lights are sort of adjusted. There should be, yeah. See it. I don't have the big lights on. I've got the window going outside. I had that one. Then I've got this little light I used to use in my shows, the mobile shows when I use those on mobile. So. All good. Friday. I'm pull this down here as well. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to the show. It's the show where we go to the bar and just order two of whatever you got left because we're pretty much out of everything. We don't got much. It's Friday. My wife's eyeballs hurt, she says. We're kind of, you keep seeing me watching. I'm watching Game 7, Stars Avalanche. And Stars are trailing in the third period, 3-2. They're about, minutes. They're about 14 minutes and change from one of the bigger sports collapses in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Oh, well, the city sports scene has been cursed for the most part, so all good, I guess. Part of it. I don't like losing I don't want to lose to some outfit from Colorado, too. Ugh. Anyway, still some hope. They're down by a goal, but they had a 3-1 series lead in this thing, and now they're trying to fight through it. Mom, I think, is heading to Friday Night Lights. I think she is, and she's going to be joining us here in just a moment. I may have lost her. No, we got her. She's right there in the camera there. Mom, you driving to Friday Night Lights there?
We're out. Well, I have a chauffeur. And her name's Stephanie. She's a pretty good chauffeur because she takes care of your brother. We're headed to Amish territory. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you fine.
Okay, and we're passing by where they got flowers for me and them, and we're headed to Northwood.
Northwood, that's right. Yeah, I saw that.
Stephanie.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that on. I want to say Twitter. Maybe there was a post about where to find some of the games in that North Lakes or Northwoods conference, whatever it's called, whatever y'all have up there. So, who's the favorite tonight? Does Concord should be favored or not?
Whatever it is, Northern Lakes, NLC. I don't know. We have no idea. We're just headed to the game. That's about it.
Well, looks like a nice night. Nice sunny night. Looks like. It looks like a nice night. Nice sunny night.
73 degrees.
Oh, yeah. That's perfect.
Well,
that's Friday Night Lights right there.
Hey, thanks,
hello.
And then there's the farms. Can you see the farms?
Sort of. Yeah, it's a little pixelated, but yeah, I see it. Yeah, that's cool. So how long does that drive? About 15, 20 minutes? There you go. You're back. So what else is going on, Mom?
Pretty much.
What else is going on, Mom? Over.
Well, I'm having...
You're kind of fading out on here.
We're going to go holler for our team.
All right. Well, you're kind of breaking up there, but have fun tonight. You guys be careful. That's Mom driving to Friday Night Lights to see my brother who's coaching tonight. Their Concord High is playing Northwood High, which is in Indiana. It's I think that's about 15, 20 minutes from where they're at in Elkhart. Anyway, glad you guys are along. The green room is open, by the way. Sorry about that, Mom. I didn't mean to have you get dropped. We've had some internet issues last night too. My wife claims she doesn't, but I seem to be having all kinds of. I got knocked around last night pretty good on the Talking Baseball Australia show. I watched a little of the replay today, and I was pixelated, and Paul was 10,000 miles away. It looked like he was right here. I looked like I was on the surface of Jupiter or something. I was Saturn or somewhere like that. Anyway, glad you guys are along. I don't know how long this will go today. We'll see. We don't have a lot today. Mentioned it is Friday, which is always good. Always we sort of start to know it's Friday. Only reason I kind of know is because you are starting to hear a little bit more talk about Friday night football, and some of the schools are back, although not 100%. And I believe my wife goes back next Friday as well. So all good. Speaking of, she is going to join me right now in the virtual studio. She went right there. And hello, your eyes are hurting there, wife.
Yes, my eyeballs hurt.
Why? What's wrong with your eyeball?
I'm seeing fuzzy things. I think it's because I stare at a screen all day. Yeah, it's not good.
That's not good for business.
No, I kind of need my eyes to read. And I started to read. I mean, I get off doing school, and then I had a meeting on Teams, and I got off that, and then it was like, okay, I needed to start some of my, or not start, I've already started my homework, but move forward, and my eyes just were too tired. So I put the book down. I was like, I'll just like watch a screen from far away, the TV. But yeah, my eyeballs are tired.
Yikes. Oh, well. Yeah, it's a lot of yeah, they are lucky to be playing. A lot of reading, writing, arithmetic, but a lot of staring at screens for everybody, especially for you. I mean, you guys, it's what you were doing some kind of class today, and if I'm not mistaken, oh, there's the cat. There we go. Hello, kitty. Hello. Let's put her up there. A little better view of her. If I'm not mistaken, you guys are doing like the boys were like raising their hand during class and talking to you virtually about their problems they were having, like with writing papers or whatever. Is that what was going on?
Yeah, they were working on an outline for a paper they're going to be writing in class the next time we're in class virtually. And so when they had questions, they would just chime in like they would in a classroom. They'd be like, hey, can I do this? Can I do that? You know.
Huh. It just seemed like it was weird because I was in the kitchen making my smoothie and I was waiting for you to mute your mic. But even when I was over there putting the ingredients in the little thing, the NutriBullet deal, it was almost as if you were in the next room and you actually had students in the class and they were walking up to your desk, or they were, I mean, it really had that same. I mean,
it feels like that.
If my eyes were closed, I would have known different. Yeah, I mean,
as good as it can get. It's not the same, but it's pretty close.
Gotcha. Yeah, well, it's it just had my eyes closed. I would have thought you were in a classroom and doing your thing. It's what it sort of sounded like. And but you're on. And I asked that I appeared in the corner and said, "Hey, you muted," so I could do the blender real quick, and then you were. But it was just
because I was watching a Netflix documentary by Brene Brown on a call to courage. It was really good. I've got like 20 minutes left. I want to show it to them at sometime in class, so I was trying to preview it. She drops a couple of shits and maybe one F-bomb, but she's very much like a mom. I mean, it's not trashy in any kind of way. I was just trying to make sure it'd be appropriate.
Gotcha. Well, I just, like I said, I just thought it was kind of, if I didn't know better, it would have been a normal, sort of like a normal class, sort of.
Hey, speaking of class and high school and whatever, did you notice on Facebook today, so many of the people who had TCAs, who had seniors at TCA today, they had that decorate their car thing?
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
Why didn't we get to do that? That's such a cool idea.
Yeah, it was really cool that, and I don't have a picture of it, but they had
Nikki Moore Johnston's daughter and
Clark's
stepson and John Walliser's kid.
But wasn't the seniors doing it?
The seniors. And they had like a senior car parade. It was so cute.
I saw the video, John Walliser's daughter's video, because she's a senior. They had this cool, like I don't know, looks like a bird or something attached to it, like
Well,
an
hers
like an
was like a
inflatable.
hers was like a cowboy hat, like a pink cowboy hat.
Yeah, like an
Some of them had
inflatable.
like football goals at the
Yeah.
top, and one of them had like a pinata.
They were like mini floats
Yeah.
from a parade, but they were like inflatables, sort of like
Yeah,
deals.
they were
on the
cute. I was
it was
super
cool.
impressed. I guess it's sort of the equivalent of the Prince of Peace paint your own parking.
Yeah, a lot of schools do. I mean, I made out in Lubbock. His daughter's at Coronado, and they did the parking spots out there. A lot of schools do that, but yeah, I guess it's sort of the same thing because TCA doesn't paint the parking lot like that I remember. I'm pretty sure.
We didn't get to do either one of those. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. I agree. It was really kind of cool. I thought it was a cool deal, and just to see. I mean, and I don't know if it's a new thing or I don't remember seeing it before. And if it's a new thing, I'm kind of like I keep saying all along that you kind of these new traditions, these new things. They may start from this whole thing. I mean, there may be some really good ideas.
Yeah, it might be. I don't know.
There may be a really good idea in education that comes out of all this that we don't know about. I mean, who knows? Let's see.
Well,
here.
I can tell you, it's not going to be more online learning.
Yeah, well,
the lines are going to be out the door for like in person. Although I will say, as a tutor, tutoring works really well virtually because you can share a screen, you can work on a piece of writing, you can talk about the words. I mean, it's almost better because you don't have to drive somewhere to meet someone.
Right.
And you can you don't have to take the 15 minutes in between. I mean, I can kind of literally go back to back. And it's funny, I started doing it last year with a girl, this is pre-COVID, because her schedule was so crazy. She was like, will you FaceTime me and I'll share a Google Doc. And so we started doing that. Or she'd on FaceTime, it would just be the Google Doc.
Right.
For how we did it. But
then we did that.
Then it merged into Zoom, and I was like, this is a piece of cake.
They just tied it.
Yay, go Stars. Yeah,
Kevin just asking, and I'm watching this potential meltdown. They just tied it with like 2 seconds left on a power play. So that's 3-3 with 8:32. The only problem is, Kevin, every time Dallas has scored today, they score the first goal on a power play. Every time they scored, the Colorado's come right back and scored within a minute. So,
well, hello defense. Let's all start chanting defense.
Well, I don't know if that's not the way it works in hockey exactly, but anyway, go ahead.
It always works.
But yes.
So, are you and Kevin going to road trip?
I don't know, but we haven't gotten that far. I reached out, but I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I would say probably not.
50-50?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, not that we're not. He may road trip. I just don't know if there's going to be a need for us. And what she's asking is that we had thought about going to the American Association Finals up in Sioux Falls, presumably, as long as they don't collapse. Which they're playing Chicago for 6 straight, pretty brutal rivalry. And if something was to happen there, you could always maybe one of those other teams, Fargo, sneaks in. But
all I can think about Chicago is the South Side.
Oh, shameless. Well, the ballpark is right there next to the Big Ten headquarters out there by Rosemont and
Mecca.
Yeah, kind of cool little. Well, that conference is a joke. It's
it's not.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is, babe. Big Ten is a joke. Don't even get started. That they're scaredy cat.
Just stop talking.
They're scaredy cat. They're scaredy cat. Of course, poor Penn State took their doctor took a bit of it on the head today too with his statements about a third of the players had some kind of heart issue, and he didn't. It was a mess.
I didn't see that. I've been working. You
didn't miss it. Yeah, but Kevin's road trip for sure. He says so. Holly says, they just tied it up, and good to see you out there. And road trip for sure. Kevin's road trip for sure. But that's easy road trip for him. That's up there in to Sioux Falls is only probably about 4 hours for you, Kevin, from the Twin Cities.
That's not bad. That's like
something like that. Yeah, I don't think it's a straight shot, but you kind of go at an angle toward. Or am I thinking Fargo? I don't remember because I've done that. We've done the Chicago to Sioux Falls and Sioux Falls and Fargo, but I know you go through the Twin Cities and you go I know that. I just know you go west. Anyway. Uh, Kevin calling it the big mistake. Yeah, they took a lot of negative publicity there. The old Big Ten. But anyway, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna road trip or not. I reached out, so we'll see if he's going, and if it works out, great. If it doesn't, it was a good idea. Maybe when we probably we would have known about. Well, I guess we kind of would have known because Milwaukee's been in first for about a week or two. Well, actually that's wrong. Milwaukee's only been in first place in that league since the 23rd of August. So I mean, it's not like they've been there all year. Winnipeg was there most of the year, and Milwaukee was down toward the fourth and fifth spot most of the year. There's the cat. Hello. Yeah, about 3:15. He says from there. I know what a Fargo didn't seem like it's very far. Sioux Falls, a little south, but.
You want to say hi?
What's up, Miller Time? She looks very disinterested.
Well, all you do is put a camera in front of her and she wants to move it.
Well, I just fed her treats a minute ago and I was marinating her.
I think the other one is equally as excited. Do you see him?
Well, yeah, he's looking outside because we had a major construction project at the house today.
What do you see?
Well, the workers were out there. They've been out there they knocked off about 3 because I looked out there after the first period. They were out there like having waters or something around their trucks.
Blasted early.
But I heard, it was still seemed like it was pretty dark, and they were out there destroying the what was left of the old. I mean, they put new sidewalks in about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and the wheelchair access curbs on both ends of the street, which is, obviously very good, and for strollers and what have you. But the street looks like an old Western town. It was all dirty because they tore up all that, and some of that asphalt had been torn up, some of it hadn't been. It looked like an old West town. But then they were supposed to finish with it by September 4th. Well, they didn't start until September 4th. I had the equipment out there the last day. This huge machine. I don't know what you call that thing, babe. It's this huge
giant.
It's like
it's
the length of a semi, and all it did was.
It looks like a Zamboni. It's like this.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Size of a semi. Yeah.
And it was tearing anyway. Today they tore up and got all that old asphalt up, and some of the old concrete wiring up as well. And they've got it ready to go. I guess they're going to knock off for the weekend. They got dirt out there laid down, and
I guess so ready for the street stuff to be over. It's a mess.
Ready to do that. Let's see here. Good on you, Kev. Good on that works. That works. Yeah, that worked. Yeah. We would not might work. We'll see. Well, definitely, it's in the mix. Definitely in the mix.
Okay, well, I'm going to sign off so I don't have to stare at this tiny screen, and then I'll just.
All right, love you. Be good. See you at dinner.
Okay.
There we go. There goes WD-40. She's her eyes are hurting her. I should say hurting her. Her eyes are tired. She's again, a lot of screens. I mean, heck, even for me too. Even though I'm up here editing today, for example, this afternoon I edited little snippet videos. I'm still watching here. Snippet. Oh, missed a goal. Chance over Dallas. Little snippet videos. Are Twitter allows you to put video on there. Most videos on Twitter are short. It's not a long platform. I believe the minimum's the maximum's 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Bit of an odd time, isn't it? 2:20 instead of 2 minutes, but 2:20, and it'll kick it out if it doesn't fit that. Well, anyway, I've been doing this little call the pins for the show that I do on Thursday night here, the Australian show, and I usually cut up, 4 1 to 2 minute snippets to put to highlight the show and can promote next week's show and say, here's what you missed, go here, whatever. And that's staring at a screen but those are fairly, it's still staring at a screen, but not like she's literally, that's what they do. And I can hear her, I close my eyes. It's not like she had a classroom, but these boys were actually online. They were, and everything was online. It's crazy. Anyway, how's everybody doing today? Where is everybody? Let's see. I got, sorry about that. Just looking at Indiana, Texas, Kansas City, Minnesota so far right now. All good. But anyway, I'm kind of like I'm distracted watching. It's about 4.5 minutes left, and it's still 3-3, and Stars and Avalanche in Game 7. Somebody's going to go home very upset, and somebody's going to go home very happy. Tonight, got to fire the grill up again tonight. The weather has been just phenomenal. We had the rain episode Wednesday, Thursday, but it's today was beautiful and awesome today. And I mean, it's a little cloudy out there, but definitely has that fall feel. It's not chilly by any stretch, but it's definitely goalie's on the. Come on. He's okay. There he is. Whoop. Sorry, guys. A lot of action there and for absolutely nothing. But yeah, it's weird because this will never. Well, I should say that it's probably never going to happen again where you have a playoff sport in August while you've got fall sport about to start and some places already started. I think SMU is playing football tomorrow down at shit. Excuse me. Stars just shit in the bed, folks. Oh well. Yeah, turned it over right in front of their goal. They're gonna lose to those clowns from Colorado. Oh my gosh. Is there a worse sports city than Colorado? Not even a city. State. Yeah, oh gosh. They just missed. I think the SMU games down in San Marcos, I believe. GM asking us, yeah. So goal abs, yep. That's all she wrote, folks. Stars will be a major collapse in Dallas Fort Worth sport. You're up 3-1. You got to put a team away. Here's the thing. Barring a 3-minute and 30-second, now they got a chance to come back, still only down by a goal, and they just scored. So they just tied it. So just tied the game just now. Yeah, Kevin just tied it. Here's the deal. These college games are kind of sneaking up on us because I didn't even know SMU was playing until today. I heard, oh yeah, SMU's playing Texas State. I'm thinking it's because this whole COVID thing and you got hockey going on, this sort of baseball thing going on, the NBA bubble. And then you got NFL, and I didn't realize, and that's another thing. A while ago during the hockey, there was an ad for next Thursday, Chiefs and Texans next Thursday. And it's regular season football. Cowboys open up a week from Sunday night. I mean, it's a weird, this is usually the time we're all excited for sports, but it's so weird because is there ever been a time where yes, there have been times a lot of it's going on because it happens every fall. Every October, you've got the NBA first week, and the hockey starts late October, and you've got the fall classic for baseball playoffs. But it's never been like this, where you've got hockey playoffs, NBA playoffs, which that happens usually at the same time, along with the start of the NFL, the start of the colleges, the start of high school. Oh, by the way, the Kentucky Derby's this weekend. Yeah, that's this weekend. And we just had the Indy 500, 2 weeks ago? So it's the bizarre sports mix. You may never have this mix ever again. I mean, you won't. We'll never have that happen again. It's just bizarre how the sports world is. I mean, and then they're going to start again shortly after, assuming things kind of calm down a bit. But I mean, think about that. We're in August. We're not August. We're in September. I'm sorry, we're in September. NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, NFL coming up, college is starting up. I mean, again, you do get that in October, November, but not in August, September, and you don't get the postseason in September. It's just weird. And now and again, everything sneaks up on you because of the lack of fans in most of the venues. Most of these places aren't going to have fans. But yeah, I believe SMU. I think SMU is playing at San Marcos, GM, but don't quote me on that. How's everybody doing today? What else is going on today? We got only a couple of y'all out there that are still around here. Again, I had a couple of ideas today, but I forgot. What I didn't know was the NHL was going to schedule a 3:00 local time playoff game, and I would originally plan on doing some unpack the GoPro and see if we could have some fun with it today, or maybe shoot some stuff early and play it back for you guys, see what y'all thought. But and then I thought, well, It's also margarita time too, because WD-40 usually does margarita camp on Fridays. But again, her eyes were tired, and the playoff hockey is going on. It's just a weird day. So I don't know. Don't have a lot really today. So anybody got anything? Do you have anything? I don't have nothing. I mean, no real hot button things. I mean, except for the normal political things, and that gets me tired, Ed. I did see, and this was some good news, that there's going to be a little more travel this weekend, and the unemployment claims went down for the month of August. But I think that's natural. But things are opening up a little. But anyway, I don't have anything really earth-shattering. Although my theory I mentioned the other day about the aftermarket sale of tickets may not be so accurate, because I did get an email yesterday morning that individual tickets for the Tech games were going on sale. And I thought there was no way that anything left. And after we talked about this the other day, and maybe one of the things that's going to happen, and we talked about this with churches, that some folks are just saying, you know what, I don't want to even take a chance. And so there is not, and this may be the more likely, that folks are thinking, okay, we've got, this is not normal football. I don't really want to go and be one of 20,000 folks that'll sound like a ghost town in there. I mean, that may be it. I don't know. Maybe it's the fact that it's not, I want to say legit. It's still literal football. It's still going to be real college football, but it won't be the same pageantry, the same excitement you're normally going to have. It'll be football, and probably more for the TV folks and the betting public than anything else. But I mean, again, that may be why. I don't know, but I didn't go on and purchase. There we go. Oh, come on. Boy, I'm just taking pot shots here with like 2 minutes left. This is crazy. Well, anyway, crazy times though. But as far as sports concerned, but anyway, glad you guys are along. Had a pretty good show last night. If you want to check that Talking Baseball Australia out, it's pretty good stuff. And of course, Paul and I, I'll give you a little behind the curtain thing. This is something I've never done. And I mentioned the internet was a bit of a mess, but we did this last night. We somehow, the technology is there now to actually do this show live via tape. I know it doesn't make sense, but you can actually go live, but have the actual show on tape. And that's basically what we did. We taped at 5:30 local time here, which would have been, in Paul's time, would have been 6:30 in the morning there. We taped for 20 minutes, and then we jumped off. We had a conference call at 7:30, a business call. He and I and another mate and two other mates had a conference call about baseball. The show was supposed to start at 8, but I had a 20-minute window, 25-minute window to edit what we had recorded and dump it into another video of our open and all that. And so anyway, we're actually on a conference call while I'm live on Facebook, which was technically wasn't really possible, but it was, because again, it was one of those things I did. Overtime shot right at the buzzer there. Then the shot off the post there. So 4-4 into overtime. But yes. So anyway, to set the scene for you, here it was last night. Oh, Shane, we're talking about you as a matter of fact. Your name came up last night. Imagine that. Our mate Mike was talking about you. Kevin says he noticed that with smaller crowds, your actual game's better. Yes, sliding the bases. I noticed this on the Mike Brosseau, who's a former Perth Heater, current Tampa Ray, hit a couple of home runs the other night against the Yankees. And the crowd mic on the Florida channel, the Fox Sports Florida, clearly it sounds like there were people watching in a pub, but the reality of it was the microphone was picking up the bench, everything they were saying, and all the cheers they were saying, and when he hit the home runs, he hit 2 in the night. Of course, the night before, he had a 101-mile-an-hour fastball from Chapman that went right above his head and just missed him. But you could hear his teammates as he's round the bases cheering him on. And I'm noticing that too. You're also hearing, for example, in the hockey, you're hearing the referee when he's going to let the icing wave off the icing, or you're hearing guys, and they're actually in the NBA and the hockey both. They're actually bringing down the crowd mic when the hockey guys get in a fight or square off. They bring the mic down so you don't hear all the F-bombs. NBA's that have watched those mics as well, because that's why they've jammed the music up real loud, hoping to kind of drown some of that stuff out. But yeah, I've noticed that too. Yeah, good stuff, Shane. Good stuff, mate. Good stuff. Good stuff. Your name came up, and anytime we talk about baseball, it seems like Shane, your name comes up. When we always love to talk about Tonks, and he's a legend in Australia. But anyway, let's see, Kevin. The problem is there's no 8-second delay, so the F bombs probably don't get caught. They don't get. I mean, it's one thing when you're on a radio station with a delay system, you just punch the button, and what that does is you can drop an F bomb on the show, press a delay, it basically stops the show there, kicks out that 8-second segment, and then it will reboot the show 8 seconds later. But basically what it does, it's sort of, if you hear it, it sounds a bit like the internet dragging, kind of an internet skip. But you'll hear it if you listen to live radio once in a while. You might hear it on a live radio syndicated show with an 8-second delay. And I remember this story when Paul was in Korea. Paul Morgan, my broadcast partner in Perth, was in Korea at the Asia Series in 2012. He was at a big press conference, and they were having a few libations, if you will, and he got a little colorful language, and I was worried because I was at the studio in Perth at Sport FM, and I thought, boy, I don't want to get fired from this radio job as a foreigner, and I don't know what kind of rules they got in this country. It was my first radio gig in Australia, and I think it was our second show as well, and there's a red button on top of the console. Well, in the States, that red button is the dump button, is the one you push to kick out the F-bombs. Here I am, I'm hitting the counter, boom, 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 hitting as hard as I can. Turns out that wasn't a dump button. That was just the studio on. And the button was still on. I couldn't get it turned off, and I'm realizing, oh, wait, that's the studio on button. And the Australian rules weren't nearly as, they didn't want you dropping F-bombs, but it was a little more, Paul wasn't dropping an F-bomb, but I was afraid the S-bomb might not be, whatever. It was, you could hear something, you could hear language behind him. He was on the phone with us. You could hear people talking behind him. That's what it was picking up. His phone call was picking that up, and it was going over the air in Australia. And I was really worried about that. So anyway, I didn't know that. I didn't know there was an F-bomb heard throughout Lords, and I didn't know that. Morning, mate. Good morning. How are you doing this morning? You're up and at 'em this morning. Yeah, I was just telling the story last night how we had the juggling about two. Like I said, we were going a lot. We actually, what we did was we just basically, we weren't live last and opened the show recorded. Does that make sense? And it was something that I hadn't done that, but never heard that language. Yeah, never heard any kind of bad language, especially from Morgs, right? Morgs, he's the gentleman of gentlemen. But I was freaked out though, Tonks. I was thinking, okay, because again, I was at Sport FM. It was like I think the show was a Wednesday night show. We did Wednesday night show at Sport FM, and Paul was in with the team, the Asia Series in Korea, Busan, and I was just convinced that it was myself and I believe Chris Dunn at the time, another American bloke that was over there working the media at the time. We were on the air back in Perth, and he was in Korea. And again, all the language, granted, he had a lot of. He was in this. They had a press conference for both teams, and then they had like a media after the press conference. They had a media mingle where they had drinks and and snacks, and it was basically a happy hour following the press conference. And so that's what you were hearing in the background. And Paul was trying to talk, and on the air back in Australia, and again I heard some colorful language. I'm pounding as hard as I can, pounding it, and it turns out it was just the red light. So all good. But yeah. Anyway, going to see cousin Blake out there as well. Hope you're doing well, and your family as well this weekend, having a rocking weekend. Yeah, not a lot, but that's one thing about this whole the playoffs now in sport. And I actually saw this in the footy from Australia and the rugby. I was watching some rugby. Watching rugby last Sunday morning, and it was you could hear it was actually the team from Wales, but the crowd mics were picking up not only the language but also the referee's language, which is great. Hear the referee talking. It's kind of cool So you're getting some more behind the scenes stuff you haven't gotten before. And as I mentioned last night, I pulled that video up. I don't know if I have it. I don't know if I've got it queued up. No, I don't. I thought I did. I could go dig it up from last night. I've already cleared out last night's show, but you could hear as this kid's running around the bases, Mike Brasso, you could hear them, these guys just going nuts. And it was all the crowd might picking it up. It was kind of cool. So anyway, good to see everybody out there today. Glad you're doing well. As again, it's intermission time there in that Stars game. Don't have a lot. I mean, I got Australia, Twin Cities back in Dallas. Good to see David. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're doing, your lovely wife and your family are doing well. Good friends of ours. Miss you guys. Crazy times, yeah. Well, anyway, this weekend, it's a holiday weekend, but this is the third holiday weekend, basically fourth, really, because we had Easter Sunday we were in COVID. We were in COVID lockdown. We were in lockdown then. So this is really the fourth holiday since March. That's, a holiday weekend we've had where we're in this quasi whatever. And the first one, of course, was Memorial Day in the States. The first one was Easter. We were in lockdown. We didn't go anywhere. Memorial Day, different story. A lot of folks got out. It was kind of the first time folks got out and did some things, and that didn't go so well. And then we've had, of course, 4th of July, now this Labor Day weekend. Kevin says, yes, next goal will be a big one, will be the winner. Somebody will be happy, somebody won't be so much. I'll probably just sit back and go off the air at a moment when they start and just take it like a man, I guess. That's what I had to do. They came close to winning it in the regulation, Stars did, but all good. But, yeah, final. It's crazy part. Hockey, playoff hockey is totally different than any other sport. The NBA, to a degree, is. To a degree, the NBA is. It's still fairly predictable. 1 versus 8, 2 versus 7. For the most part, the home team, the better seed, usually but the hockey is totally different. There are upsets though in the NBA. There's certain things that can happen, but by and large, the hockey is totally random. Totally random. As far as sports go in the grand scheme of things, my light went out too. Sorry about that. Well, thought I'd try. It's a cool little light. This little thing clips, clips on, and I'll fire it up, but it won't last. But it doesn't have much kick left. But it's a great little light for when I use my mobile phone on the road. When I'm on the road, several times I've used this little light right for post-game shows and what have you. When I have to really just get on and get off, it's a nice little light that kind of lights up, especially in places where a couple places where the booth's a little darker, maybe not quite as good of a light, or if the lighting is not real good for live video. So I'll be able to pop this thing on right next to the phone and use it. So I just didn't charge it up, but I thought I'd be fine today. All good. Let's see here. Bubble is kind of killed. Yeah, the seeding has been a little different in the NHL. It sort of was like that in the NBA too, because it was they've been a little closer series, but because the NBA really, you always get that upset for one team wins a road game and it kind of series on. But I don't know what the stats are. I think it's something like 67% of the series go as form in the NBA, and I think the NHL is sort of like that this year because of it's not like that this year because of the bubble taking out the crowd. I mean, there's energy in the crowd and home ice and travel and familiarity and all that. So I agree with you too. Oh man. Well, anyway, that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't have much else. I mean, you guys got anything? I mean, anybody got anything? You may want to jump on. You can real quick as well. More than happy to have you jump on here. I'm virtual happy because I don't really got anything. I don't. Mom had a little dodgy connection as well. She was in her defense, so they were driving on her cell phone. I mean, she wasn't driving, but Stephanie, my brother's wife, my sister-in-law, was driving. Mom was in the passenger seat, so she was sort of trying to do her thing there. But so anyway, it didn't go as planned. WD-40, of course, always saves our ratings for the show. Not a lot. We'll have to come up with some stuff. She actually has a good idea for some stuff to do next week, so we'll probably break out one of those days. And again, we're thinking about once her school starts back up again, that we go to 2 days a week, but we'll see. Maybe a Monday, Friday deal, or at least a Friday deal, something like that. Especially since we got word that my nephew won't be playing fall football because they banged it. So anyway, all good with that. So give you guys a moment or so. Who do I think would be the winning goal? You know, it's been a quiet. Now, I shouldn't say quiet by Jimmy Benn standards, but there's been a lot of talk down here about that front line. The stars, the older guys. I just have a feeling that it'll be a Jimmy Benn moment, perhaps. That's who I'd throw out there, I think. So, but yeah, and McKinnon obviously for the Avalanche. That guy's. I didn't realize how good he was, Kevin. I mean, I watch hockey, but I watch it in my little bubble, which is the Stars, whoever they're playing. Once in a while, I'll watch Toronto because my buddy Paul, my mate Paul Morgan, and I occasionally glance at the Jets because of our connection with the Winnipeg Goldeyes. But by and large, I don't really follow anybody but really the Stars and whoever they're playing. So my hockey big picture knowledge not real good, but that'd be my pick. So, anyway, I guess that's all we got, folks. All right, we'll be back again. Your thoughts, though, on doing the show on, I guess, again, with school back, I still want to do the show, and I still need the work. I still need, not the work, I say work, I need the practice of kind of on my toes, doing my thing here, Johnny Broadcaster. But at the same time, I just want to beat a dead horse, so I want to come up with some more. So I'm thinking maybe shrinking the show down to 2 times a week in 2 weeks' time, and then getting more content with it and having more plans. I mean, actually, because I'll have more time to plan it out then, because really I don't have the time to plan it out during the normal course of the week with my T-Bone show, my Australia show. Once the T-Bone show goes away for the off season, that gives me a little more time, and then I can focus more on other things too. So if not, we'll just keep doing what we're doing. Roll the bar and say, give me 2 of whatever, and whatever you got left, man, and I'll take it. Kind of like it's the last call of the week. All right, guys, love y'all. Much love. Big hugs. No one want to jump on the green room there. It's all good. Tuesday and Friday. Yeah, I haven't really thought about what days would be best. I know Friday would be good. Friday would be fun because Friday, it's an easier day for me in general. Tuesday's a really easy day for me too, but I don't know, folks. Is Tuesday a good happy hour day? I don't know. Let's chat. Let's table this discussion for next week. We'll do at least 3 shows next week, and then we'll revisit this for the 3rd week of September. How about that? Huh? How about that? All right, guys. Again, I want to you guys that watch this in replay, go check this out. Go to the green room, get the app, whatever you got to do. Love to have you on. We've kind of lost traction with guests, and of course, Kevin's been on a bunch of times. He always phenomenal step up. My wife and my mom, we've kind of lost traction with guests. So hopefully next week you guys will we'll come out, and I'll even post on Facebook to get you guys into it. So get you guys in the green room next week. Okay, have a great rest of your week and your week, which is going to be what, for most of you folks, that ended about an hour ago. So have a great weekend, a great holiday weekend. Yeah, we'll be a Monday edition too. We'll be a little shorter. We have some mates coming over on Monday, friends of ours. So I'll have a real short window, but I'll get it done. I'll probably open the patio up again on Monday. So that'll be kind of fun, and maybe bring out some more of the bar snacks as well on Monday. But all good. Much love. Virtual hugs to all you guys. I miss you. Let's be better than we were when we went into this thing. Let's be kinder and gentler tomorrow than we were today. And let's show some love and keep going forward with love in our hearts. And best to all you guys. Much love to all y'all. See you guys on Monday. Have a great rest of your weekend. The close sign goes up, and we put the close open up. Here we go. Or the close, not the open. The close video rolling right now. See you guys on Monday. Much love.